Boom. Hello. My name is Bryce. With me today is Deborah Stonell. She's empowering Christian women to activate their kingdom calling and become entrepreneurs who make an impact, make money, and make a difference. I am so excited to have this conversation. We've been trying to make it happen for a long time now. So we're finally able to have her, come and share her story. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Deborah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad we got to do this. I think what I'd like to add to what you've said that I do, just so that people get a flavour of who I am, it's just that I don't believe that there is any difference between male and female in the kingdom of God. That's quite important to me. In terms of status, in terms of lovability from God, and in terms of what we actually carry and what we can do. And I don't believe for 1 minute that Jesus came to set men free, but women only a little bit. I mean, it just sounds really ridiculous even as I say it. Yet this is what the majority of the church structure teaches and would have us believe. And I truly believe that Jesus was an advocate for women, and that, it was his mother that encouraged him to do his first miracle. It was Mary Magdalene who was the first to see him risen and tasked with telling the others, who happened to be men. It was Mary and the other women who followed Jesus everywhere and paid his way out of their own money. Wow. It was Priscilla who corrected the teaching of Apostle Apollos. And it was the woman at the well who was probably the first evangelist, really. And she evangelized to the men in her town. And significantly, Mary of Bethany sat at the feet of Jesus as a disciple. This was not heard of for women to do at all. She didn't care. She did it, and he did not berate her for it. And the list just goes on. So you can probably tell I am passionate about Christian women being truly free to live the lives that God gave them. And for me, that looks like helping them to become entrepreneurs. I was prophesied, I don't know if you know what that means, but it's just a word from God that people receive and may share. I was prophesied so many times to empower women into more of a leadership role and to strengthen their mindset. And I didn't know what that really meant, actually, because I've received that word all through my life. But that played out as me becoming a coach. It kind of all came together. And for me, helping them to start their businesses where they can use their God-given gifts and talents to make a real difference in the world in their own right and leave a legacy instead of just building someone else's, because even as a manager in someone's business, which I've been many times, you're actually still building someone else's dream and someone else's legacy. So obviously it's not for everyone, and that's cool. But those people that hear this, and it will resonate with them. It is a deep calling. It will resonate with them, and it will be like a switch just being flipped on. And that's the first part of activating their kingdom calling.
Yeah. Before we go any further, for those watching, if you're watching from any location that is outside of our free community, I just want to invite you inside. It's full of people just like Deborah who really are trying to help people reach their goals and their dreams, really start building the life that they deserve and that, they dream about. So maybe if you are not really around people that are supporting your vision or your goals right now in these quarantine times that we're in, just come and join us by clicking the link out there above or below this video and watch this inside of the community. Now, let me ask you this question, Deborah. So this is actually, there's a lot of cool places we can go. I mean, like, even with the Superman or Superwoman logo, aka the logo of hope, can you talk about that and that branding that you have?
Oh boy, I love that. I mean, I am, oh my gosh, superhero nut is what I like to call myself. Yeah, we are a whole family of superhero nuts, and I've loved superheroes for ages, in particular Superman, since I was little. It just hasn't changed since then. My husband likes to joke that the S stands for Stonell, and which is fair enough, but it is a symbol of hope. And do you know what? And I think it's funny, but I think that there are clues all through our life about how we can help people, about what energizes us, about what we excel in. And for me, I've always wanted to give people hope. And, you know, because I just think that this world it comes with its own problems all the time, you know, but you have to have hope, because hope floats, you know, and without hope, that's where I think death comes, because, you know, if you don't have hope, what do you have? You know, so yeah, symbol of hope all the way.
Yeah, I guess hope is kind of related to like maybe clarity and maybe vision, right? Because in order to hope for something, you have to know maybe what you want. For a lot of people, they know what they don't want, but maybe not what they actually want. Maybe can you talk about maybe how to get clear and how to actually go and, you know, maybe face your fears and go become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, you know, I think that's the thing. I think one of the biggest things for me as a coach is to not do it alone. Even as a coach, I have coaches, and I've realized the power that there is in coaching. And, you know, it's one of those things where you think, wow, why didn't I know this, you know, a long time ago? But so many people try to do it alone, and they just struggle. They absolutely do struggle. And I don't think we were ever meant to do things alone. And even in particular, if you're going to be an entrepreneur and you want to be an entrepreneur that makes an impact, you know, which really talks about volume and makes that difference, and obviously making the money, then you need to have people alongside you, good people, you know, that will encourage you, and, you know, maybe people that have been where you want to be, you know, and help you to move forward. And because this whole struggling and not asking for help, and
Uh,
yeah, you know, how's that working out? It's just not good, is it?
well, I mean, that's a great point. A lot of people that I even just hear just on some of the conversation they have, you know, things have been kind of same old for so long, and when they experience the boss yelling at them or the arguments at work, and it's bad, but then like a couple hours later it's not as bad as what I thought. Maybe can you talk to that about like how to maybe, yeah, how do you fix that?
Yeah, yeah, that is, do you know what? That's the familiar.
uh
And it's a comfort zone, quite frankly, and it may not even be a healthy place. I mean, I've coached people through different things, and some people are in unhealthy situations. I'm not necessarily talking about even careers. Perhaps they're in unhealthy relationships, but it's familiar to them. It's what they know. And even though it's not particularly comfortable, it's still a comfort zone, because it's what they know, it's what they understand. And actually, it's the fear of the unknown that stops people from moving. You know, they would rather be stuck, or it's just that they don't know how to get unstuck, which
mhm.
again, obviously a coach really helps you through that, you know, talking it through with someone. But to just go through it alone, and even the whole thing with the boss shouting at you, and, you know, all of that kind of stuff, you will actually then turn it around to suit what you're used to suit what you're familiar with. So in your mind, you'll be thinking, oh, you know, I probably deserved that. You know, I probably just caught them on a bad day, or I should have done this, or I should have done that. When actually, no, your boss shouldn't be shouting at you at all, full stop. That's not a good boss. You know, I've been a boss many times, and that is not the way to lead people, you know. Lead by example. But those people really need to take a deep look at what is energizing them and what is draining them. You know, is that job that they're doing, are they actually energized by it? You know, are they excited to wake up every day? And, you know, people might say, oh, well, you know, it's just work. No, it's life, actually. It's your life, and the time is going to pass anyway. So do it, doing something that you're good at, that you excel at, that you can make a difference with, that you're energized by, you know, that you light up the world around you. It can be done.
Yeah. You know, let me ask you this question. So right now we're kind of in like some people are in quarantine, some people are out of it, some people are going back in. Maybe what's been some of your biggest takeaways from this time period?
Oh, well, it's interesting because for me, I am, and you could probably tell from the name of my company, Living Free Inspiration, I'm big on freedom. So actually, when the whole quarantine thing started, it didn't affect me personally so much on a day-to-day level because I'm quite a homebody anyway,
Yeah.
as is my family. So there wasn't much difference there, but it was more about knowing the freedoms had been taken away.
Yeah.
That was the thing that got me. So yeah, after a while I was just like, no, I hate being told what to do, they need to sort this out, and you know, you just
Yeah.
begin to feel stuck, don't you? And yeah,
Uh,
so
eh,
but yeah, I think it's interesting. I've seen it from different views, and yes, it's a fantastic time when you're stuck at home, you know, away from the office. You're probably saving money by not going into the office to actually take stock of your life. And I know plenty of people have done that, but also there were other people that were affected in terms of they were at home, maybe single parents
yeah.
with children, and just really struggling to, and they're like, well, I don't have time to, you know, learn new language or you know, do this or do that. So yeah, I think it affected people in many different ways, but for me personally, not so much. Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, just like outside of not being able to go to the gym, like, this is pretty great. Outside, because like I had some deaths in the family, of course, just like anybody else. But I think it's really about how we choose to kind of look at things in life. You know, which I guess it's a great transition point. You know, what's the vision look like for you for as far down the road as you like to think or talk about?
The vision far down the road. Well, without sounding like a broken record, for me, it's about freedom. For me, it's about living with passion and with purpose. I honestly think that if you live without purpose, that you're drifting actually, or you're just existing. And also, it's really easy for someone to drag you into something that perhaps you're not aligned with. So that's why it's good to have purpose, a focus. But for me, it's to help Christian women to do the same. You know, to live with passion and purpose and freedom, and to not be held back by traditions or roles or society, or, you know, pushed upon responsibilities, but to be free, to be who God made us to be. And I want to see many women released into their destinies, making a massive impact on the world and for the kingdom. And for me, the vision for the future looks like, I mean, I help others now, but I want to do it on a much bigger scale. I'm talking Tony Robbins scale. You know, for example, where he wants to feed 1 billion people, you know, that's an amazing thing to do, you know, or building homes for the homeless. I know that's something that's very dear to my husband's heart. Paying off student loans, you know, paying for higher education, being an angel investor. They're the types of financial things that I want to do that will make a big impact and a difference on people's lives. And then on a personal level, I want to travel a whole lot more. So this COVID nonsense better just stop, because that is just impinging on my freedom to travel. And then ever since watching Heartland, I don't know if you know about Heartland, but ever since watching that, it's all about horses. I've wanted to buy a ranch and get some horses. And I just want to learn more stuff. I love learning. I'm a habitual learner. And so I want to learn some languages, instruments, new skills, whatever floats my boat at the time. And obviously I want to be happy and healthy with my family and friends. And another vision that I have is to get a second home, maybe a third home, somewhere warm, maybe not as warm as where it is right now, somewhere where even the clients can stay for an extended period, for a weekend or something, and get, you know, programs of refreshment, relaxation, coaching and teaching. So yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
I mean, if you feed 1 billion people, you're gonna have a lot of homes.
Absolutely.
That's kind of cool. And plus, you're talking about building homes for homeless, so you could probably
I'd
build your own
love
home.
it. Yeah, it'd be
Yeah, that's
awesome,
cool.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah. You know, let me ask you this question. So where can people go to learn more about you? Where can they go to connect with you further?
Well, they can go to my website, which is www.livingfreeinspiration.com, and you'll find out a lot more about me and what I do there. They can also connect with me on LinkedIn under my name, Deborah Stonell, which is Stonell. If they're a Christian woman, they can join me in my private Facebook group for encouragement and mindset training and more, and that is Freedom to Flourish, which is the 2 is a number 2, Freedom to Flourish. But the best way, I think, really is just to jump on a call with me. I'd love to have a chat with any woman that has, aspirations of being an entrepreneur and just doesn't have the confidence or the know-how, but it just has that deep calling. So I'd just love to jump on a call with them. And again, they can book that through my website very easily.
Nice. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate learning more about you and getting to connect with you further.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. My fan going in the background.
Oh, I was about to say, just thanks so much for your time. And it was great to learn more about you.
Oh, thank you. It's been really awesome. I'm glad that we got to do this finally. Thank you so much for your time, Bryce.
Yeah, you're welcome. And for those watching, we thoroughly hope that you found this valuable. And once again, if you are looking for that place, maybe there's something in your spirit that's yearning, saying, hey, I want to go do this. I don't have the skills, or maybe I don't have the support. Come and join us inside of our community, okay? I can't say this enough. The number of people inside there that live to help people, just like Deborah, who are improving themselves and helping others do the same, is just growing every single day. And once you get around that community, you start improving just by osmosis, because you are the average of the people you spend the most time with. So if that's what you've been missing, join us inside the community by clicking the link either above or below. We'd love to have you in there. Now, hopefully you enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed creating it. Feel free to hit the share button so other people can get some great value as well. Come join that life-changing community. We'll see you in the next episode. Done recording in 3 and 2 and 1 and